Hey guys, I thought I would record this YouTube video because I've been getting a lot of DMs with a lot of questions, some about art and some about other things, and I've been having trouble keeping up with responding to everybody, and I've been feeling bad. So I thought it would be a good way to answer a lot of questions at once if I just let you guys comment questions and then I made a video. So I'll get right to it. By the way, I apologize if I mispronounce anybody's name that's in their Instagram username. Okay. Radana Alam asked, how old are you? I'm 28. My birthday's in December, so I'm about 28 and a half. Annie Universe asked, what do you draw with the most? Honestly, I draw with pencils the most because I'm self-taught and that's just what I picked up first. I use Faber-Castell pencils, the blue ones, and they're graphite pencils. People ask all the time what brand I use, and those are my favorite. And the only color I draw in is colored pencils, and I'm not great with them, so I'm just learning colored pencils now. Becca Adamik, I'm sure I pronounced that wrong, I'm sorry, Becca, says, do you see yourself as an amateur or professional artist? I think I definitely see myself as an amateur artist because I feel like professional artists have all of their work in galleries or like they're selling it online. And really, the only thing that I sell of my artwork is I'll do commission portraits, so people can hire me to draw pictures of their kids or their grandparents or sometimes pictures of themselves, but I don't really sell my original work or prints of it yet. So I think I'm definitely still an amateur. Sorry, I lost my place. Oh, okay. Haas and Art asked, what is a challenge you face when drawing? That's a good question. I think a lot of times the biggest challenge I face is when I'm trying to draw something and I'm using 3 or 4 reference photos, but like trying to put them all together. I feel like that's really hard sometimes to convey the message that I want because I'm not really great at imagining things and drawing them. Like I have to be able to see it. So a lot of times when I'm trying to do something that's a concept art piece, I have to put a lot of images together, and then sometimes it's hard to know whether or not it's going to come out the way I want it to. And sometimes it does, and sometimes it definitely doesn't, and then I just do away with it and try something new. Sarah Sassy asked, what kept you interested in drawing? Honestly, I've drawn for a long time, and it's a good release for me. I think a lot of people have different art forms that they do, either dance or other things, and I've been interested in drawing just because I feel like it's a good way to express yourself, and sometimes it can help other people. Be Kind to Yourself asked, do you consider art a form of therapy and how has it helped you heal? Well, I kind of answered that in my last question. I definitely think it is a form of therapy, and it's helped me heal from things that have happened to me because sometimes we just don't have the voice to explain how we feel or what we need from other people or even things that have happened to us. And so I feel like art has helped me have a voice when I wouldn't have otherwise been able to explain or express myself. And I think a lot of people have a hard time talking to people too, and when they see art that resonates with them, then it can help them heal too. So it's helped me heal seeing comments like from you guys saying that you understand what I've drawn or that you've been through the same thing, and so it makes me feel like we're all connected and we can all get through anything. Charlie1129 asked, who is your inspiration? Huh. That's a hard question. Not hard because I don't know the answer, but I have like a lot of them. I guess my inspiration for art is named Allison Lansky, and that's the woman that I recently had you guys do your turtle drawing contest for. And she's my inspiration for art because she's the one that really told me in the first place. She was the first person to see my art, and she was the one that told me that if I shared it with other people that it would help them. So I would say she's definitely my inspiration for like getting my work out there and keeping it out there. My other inspirations are I have a mentor that's mostly for acting, Amanda Scholl, and she just inspires me every day. She's so talented. She can do so many different things, and I'm just like appreciative that she's in my life in any capacity. And I guess my third inspiration is Sophia Bush. And she's an actress, but she's also an activist. And when she's not working, she does a lot of charitable work. And so that just really inspires me to want to help other people too. Pencils Are My Weapons asked, how long have you had this account? It's been almost a year, I think. I think I started it at the end of last summer, maybe in August, so like 9 months now. Best of Gotham asked, what are your favorite TV shows? I don't have much time for TV, but I like Dance Moms. As you guys have seen, I've drawn all the Dance Moms girls because I was a dancer myself. And I like The Fosters on ABC Family, which is not in season right now. And that's really the only shows that I like keep up with actively right now. But on Netflix, I have been watching Witches of East End, which is an old show, but I like that too, even though it's not current. Tay6714 asked, how do you become a good artist? Just practice, honestly. I feel like I look at work that I did when I was first applying to college, because I applied to an art program, and I'm like, whoa, like nobody really taught me anything, and I've come such a long way. So I think you just become good by practicing like you do with anything else. And you can self-teach, and you can also take classes. I took a couple classes in college, and then I changed my major, but I did learn things in my classes. So I would definitely recommend taking classes to anyone who wants to get better. Janelle is Life, I might have mispronounced that name too, I'm sorry, said, who inspired you to draw? Again, Allison really inspired me to draw, at least for other people. I guess I kind of inspired myself to draw on my own. Lindsay Gold asked, who is your favorite person to draw? I wonder if she means like celebrity. I think my favorite person to draw was probably Sophia Bush, because I've drawn her 3 times, but the third time that I drew her, I did kind of like an abstract thing, and I turned her into like a bird. She had wings, and it just looked really surreal. It looked just like her, but it looked just really surreal. She looked like an angel, and I just thought it was really cool. She never saw it, so I would love for her to see it at some point, but I think that was my favorite person to draw. Linnea01 Linnea asked, which is your favorite drawing you've done? I'm gonna think about that one for a minute. That's like a really good question. What's my favorite drawing that I've done so far? Probably one of the ones that I posted more recently, where it has like the red writing and it says the word enough across the face, because I feel like it's so hard. It's hard for me, and I'm sure that it's hard for everybody else to just like think that they're enough in this world. And so the message of that picture was to tell people to just kind of block out what everybody else is thinking and what everyone else is doing, and especially what other people are saying to you that might be unkind or, not helpful, and just try to tell yourself that you are enough just as you are. So I think that might be my favorite drawing so far, just because of what the message is. Sorry, I have an itch. Ballet Queen asked, when you draw a face, how do you start? I always start with the eyes. I have no idea why, and I don't work my way down. I usually draw in the eyes, and I think it's because I feel like the eyes are like really, they are the window to the soul. So once you get the eyes right, it starts to kind of look like the person, and then I feel like, okay, I'm doing a decent job. I can keep finishing this drawing because I'm kind of hard on myself. So I always start with the eyes, and then typically I'll shade like a little bit of the nose, but not really fill it in much, and I'll go straight to the mouth because there's like darker values in the mouth as well, similar to how there are in the eyes. And then I'll go back in and like finish the rest of the face. Becca Adamique asked, how often do you draw? Not as much as I would like to, but pretty much every weekend, and sometimes on Wednesdays because that's my day off from work, but I try to draw every single week. XO Jessica Allen OX asked, what do you think is the hardest drawing you've ever done? I think the hardest drawing I've ever done is the self-portrait that I did of myself with the for sale sign, because it definitely like exposed me, and the message of it was really strong, but it was also a really vulnerable place to be in. So I would say that's probably the hardest one I've ever done. Vendi Pendy asked, "How do you take your reference photos? Does someone help you, or do you do it yourself?" Excuse me. I always do it myself, primarily because I don't really have anybody around typically to take the photo at the time that I need it taken. And I usually use iPhoto on my MacBook because, I mean, I'll use my phone if I don't need my hands, like if it's just of my face, but when I need my arms in it or something else and I can't be like, holding the phone like this, then I'll take it with my computer. Lindsay Gold asked, "If you could be noticed by one celebrity, who would it be?" Definitely Ellen DeGeneres. I haven't ever drawn her, but if I could be noticed by anybody, it would be her. And the reason would be because I just admire everything that she does. Like, she does so much charitable work. She helps discover people that have talent. She helps people that are struggling with money. She just does so many things for the world that I feel like it would be such an honor if she saw any of my art, especially if it was a concept art piece that meant something to me. And I would just like love to hear her opinion on anything I've drawn. So that would definitely be the celebrity I would want to be noticed by. Abby Conroy 48 asked, "Which is your favorite, freestyle or coloring books?" I've never really recently drawn with a coloring book other than when I had surgery on my wrist. I had a cyst removed on my wrist and I couldn't draw for 4 weeks. So the first thing that I did when I started drawing again was trying to like color in the lines with, like coloring. But other than that, I do pretty much everything freestyle. I feel like a lot of what I do is concepts and I can't really find what I'm looking for in a coloring book. Little Club Fan Arts asked, "What year did you start drawing?" Well, I drew on napkins and stuff when I was little, like at restaurants, but I would say I only really started drawing kind of seriously about 9 years ago when I did my portfolio for college, because I went to college to do fine arts and then I changed my mind and I did psychology, but I did start drawing pretty seriously at that time because I had to put together a portfolio for review for admission. And then when I switched my degree to psychology, I kind of took a big long break. And so since then, I've started drawing more seriously within the last like 2 years or so. And now I draw all the time. And that is it for questions, it looks like. So thank you guys for sending in questions. I hope that this was like a good way to get your questions answered. And I'm sorry that I'm not able to answer all of the DMs, but I do try to answer as many as I can, so you can keep sending them. And I hope that you'll subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to try to use it more, and people have asked me to do some videos for drawing, either on tutorials or, the live action ones, work in progress drawings. So I'm definitely going to be using this channel more. And you can also catch different things for my acting career on this channel. So please subscribe. Thanks, guys.